All right, so today we're diving into the compound effect.
By Darren Hardy.
Yeah, it's all about how these small, everyday choices, they can actually lead to huge changes in our lives.
Right, and it kind of flips the script on how we think about success.
It does, yeah. We tend to focus on those big moments, the big
To the
wins.
overnight successes, right?
Exactly. But Hardy's like, hold on a second. There's this power in consistency.
It's those tiny actions.
Yeah, the small things we do day after day.
Like compound interest, but it applies to everything, really.
Yeah, every part of our lives.
Oh, yeah. Health, relationships, money, even skills, all of it. It adds up over time.
I love how he uses these really vivid examples to kind of bring it to life.
Oh, yeah, he does.
Like just cutting out one can of soda a day.
Which is what, like 125 calories?
Right. And it doesn't sound like a lot, but, over a year.
You could lose 10 to 15 pounds.
Wow. That's really impressive when you think about it.
And it really shows you how those small adjustments, when you do them consistently,
They have a huge impact.
they really do, yeah, on your well-being, your health, everything.
So how do we actually put this into practice?
Well, he talks about this thing called a habit audit.
A habit audit. Sounds a little scary.
No, it's not bad at all.
Right.
It's just about being more aware of your habits, those things you do automatically.
Oh, like scrolling on my phone before bed.
Exactly. Guilty as charged, right.
Total.
But Hardy wants us to really look at those and see, are they helping us reach our goals?
Are they helping or hurting?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he gave that example of spending 30 minutes on your phone every night.
And it adds up.
Over 180 hours a year.
That's a lot of time.
That's crazy.
It is, and it's time you could be spending on something way more productive.
So we got to be mindful of those little habits
Yeah, those seemingly small habits.
and swap the bad ones for good ones.
Exactly. And that kind of leads us to this other concept, the ripple effect.
Oh, tell me more about that.
So the ripple effect is basically that every choice we make,
It has consequences.
it sets off this chain reaction, right?
Hmm.
It affects other areas of our lives, even if we don't see it right away.
So even small choices, those can have a big ripple effect.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about something like waking up 15 minutes earlier.
Okay.
That could lead to you exercising, having a better breakfast.
Feeling more energized.
More energized, yeah. But hitting that snooze button,
That has a ripple effect too.
of course it does, yeah.
Like stress and rushing.
Missing out on things.
It all makes sense.
It's all about understanding those consequences.
both good and bad.
Yeah, they extend way beyond that first action,
It's a good reminder that we're always shaping our future,
with every choice.
one choice at a time.
Exactly. And that's where consistency comes into play, right? I mean, doing something positive once.
Once is great.
It's great, but it's that repetition. It's showing up every day. That's what unlocks the power of this whole compound effect thing.
It's like, what is it? Rome wasn't built in a day.
Exactly. It takes time and effort to build something truly amazing.
And that applies to everything. Relationships, skills, you name it.
Yeah, pretty much.
So we've talked about small actions, the habit audit, the ripple effect. What else does Hardy talk about?
Oh, he talks about momentum.
Okay, I like that. Tell me more about that.
So as we stick to these positive actions, small things, we start building momentum.
It gets easier.
It does, yeah. It gets easier to keep going because we've established that pattern.
Like a positive feedback loop.
Exactly.
I love how he uses the analogy of the water pump.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one.
So tell me about the water pump.
So at first, you're pumping and hardly any water comes out.
I've been there, lots of effort, little results.
Right. And it can be discouraging.
It can be.
But if you just keep pumping,
Keep going.
eventually that water starts flowing freely, almost effortlessly.
So it's about trusting the process.
And being patient.
Patience is key.
Yeah, because this compound effect thing, it doesn't work overnight.
Takes time.
It does. It takes dedication. And
Yeah.
it takes believing that those actions are building something big.
Even if we can't see it right away.
Exactly. And that brings us to patience.
Oh yeah, patience, big
And
time.
it's so important because we
want it all now.
we live in this world of instant gratification.
Yeah,
So it's easy to get discouraged, when you don't see those results right away.
totally.
But the compound effect, it's like playing the long game.
It's a marathon, not a sprint.
Exactly. It's about those small, consistent actions repeated over time, and that ultimately leads to big change.
And it's not just adding those good habits.
Right.
It's about getting rid of those negative ones, too.
Oh, absolutely. It's like decluttering your life.
Yeah.
Getting rid of the stuff that's not serving you.
The things that are holding us back.
Whether it's, physical possessions or negative thoughts or bad habits.
I like that.
It's all kind of the same thing.
Yeah.
And that's where that habit audit comes in.
Oh, yeah.
That we talked about earlier,
Makes sense.
By figuring out those habits that aren't really helping us reach our goals.
By identifying them. Yeah.
Then we can start making conscious choices to replace them with better ones.
So instead of, scrolling on social media before bed,
right,
we can read a book.
You could spend time with loved ones.
Or meditate or something.
Yeah, exactly. And it doesn't have to be this huge overnight change either.
No. It's about those small steps.
Small changes can make a big difference over time.
Absolutely. I think there's a quote about that.
Oh, yeah. What is it?
Something like, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence, then, is not an act, but a habit.
That's Aristotle.
Is it? Oh, wow.
Yeah, he was a smart guy.
He was.
And his words really capture this whole idea of the compound effect.
Yeah, it's not about being perfect.
No.
It's about consistency.
Yeah. It's about showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it, and making those small choices that get you closer to your goals. And let's be real, there are going to be setbacks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're all human.
We're going to slip up. We're going to fall back into old habits.
That happens.
We're going to make choices that don't align with what we want,
We do.
But the key is to not let those setbacks completely derail you.
If you go.
Don't give up. Exactly. It's about recognizing those slip-ups.
Learning from them.
And getting back on track.
Yeah, getting back on track is so important.
It is, because this compound effect, it's a journey. It's not a destination.
It's the journey.
It is, and it's a journey worth taking.
I think so.
Because as you cultivate those positive habits and let go of the negative ones, you start creating a life that's more in line with what you want,
With our values.
With your values, with what you truly desire.
Yeah.
You become more confident, more resilient, more capable of achieving your goals.
And I think what's so empowering about Hardy's message is that anyone can do this.
Right.
It's not like you need special skills.
You don't.
Or talents or anything. It's just making that decision to show up and be consistent.
And make those small choices that add up over time.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think it's particularly relevant now,
Now more than ever.
More than ever, because we're constantly bombarded with information and distractions.
Yeah, it's easy to get overwhelmed.
It is. It's so easy to lose sight of what really matters.
Totally.
But this book, The Compound Effect,
it reminds us.
It reminds us that it's those small things.
The little things.
Those seemingly insignificant actions that really shape our destiny.
It's a message of hope.
It is.
And possibility.
And possibility, exactly. And a reminder that we all have the potential to do amazing things.
To achieve great things.
One small step at a time.
So Hardy doesn't just tell us about these concepts.
No, he doesn't.
He actually gives us a framework, right?
You do, yeah.
To put the compound effect into action.
Tell me a bit about that.
So he talks about setting clear goals.
Okay.
Tracking your progress and celebrating those wins along the way.
That's so important to celebrate the wins.
It is. It's so important because it keeps you motivated.
It does, yeah.
And he also emphasizes surrounding yourself with good people,
Positive influences.
Positive influences, people who support you.
Yeah, and mentors.
Mentors, people who can guide you.
Yeah, because change can be hard.
It can be.
Sometimes it's easier to just stay comfortable.
It is, even if comfortable isn't really serving you.
Right, even if we're not happy.
Exactly.
But Hardy is encouraging us.
He is. He's saying we can do this.
To step out of that comfort zone.
He believes in us. He believes we all have the capacity for greatness.
And that the compound effect is like a roadmap.
A roadmap to get us there.
I like that, a roadmap to our full potential. I mean, if you're feeling stuck.
Yeah.
Or just uninspired.
Like you need a little boost.
Yeah. The compound effect is definitely a good one to check out.
It really can change the way you look at things,
It can.
It gives you that sense of control.
For sure. And it all comes back to, that core idea that we've been talking about, the power of tiny actions.
Right. It's so easy to think we need to make these huge changes.
Massive changes, yeah.
To see any result.
But Hardy's like, no.
He's like slow and steady wins the race.
Exactly.
It's those small, consistent efforts that you repeat over time that really make the difference.
It's like, what is that saying? A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step.
That's it.
And it's taking those steps one after another, day after day, that leads to amazing things.
It really does.
So as we wrap up our deep dive into the compound effect, I think the big takeaway for our listeners is this. Never underestimate the power of small, consistent actions.
I love that.
It's so true.
It is.
Those tiny choices we make each day,
Yeah.
the habits we build, the effort we put in,
Even when it seems small.
it all matters. It all shapes our lives.
It really does in huge ways.
And the thing is, the compound effect, it's always working.
It is, whether we realize it or not.
So here's the question for you listening today. What's one small positive change you can make today to start using this power in your own life?
What's one little thing you can do?
Maybe it's, swapping out that sugary drink for a glass of water.
Yeah.
Maybe it's taking a quick walk.
Maybe it's just telling someone you care about that you appreciate them.
It could be anything.
It really could.
But just remember, even the smallest actions, they create that ripple effect.
They do.
Yeah.
That positive change that goes way beyond that first effort.
So embrace this idea.
Yeah.
Embrace the power of the compound effect.
It's pretty amazing.
Make those small changes and watch what happens over time.
It can really lead you to a life that's richer, more fulfilling, just truly extraordinary.
And on that note,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive into the compound effect by Darren Hardy.
It's been fun.
It has. And until next time, keep making those small choices.
Keep at it.
And remember, your future is created by the actions you take today.
We'll see you on our next deep dive.